What's up, everybody? Hi. Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. I hope y'all are ready to have a good time. It was a rough week. It was a crazy weekend, especially here on my show. If you did not watch last night's episode, baby, you don't even know what you missed, okay? It was episode 6. And for all of you women that were out there struggling with how to, let's say, do certain things to please your man, we had a live demonstration last night on air, and it got pretty freaky. So tune in, go to my YouTube page, check it out, Nightcap with Erica, and watch last night's episode. Trust me, you will be blessed in a naughty way. So listen, before we get started, I have to let you know, where's my thing? You know, I like to support small businesses. What did I do with my thing? I'll show you later. Anyway, we have a contest going on. We've already picked the winners for the alcohol, and we already picked the winners for the Chicago cultural gear. But we don't have winners yet for the Poise Beauty lipstick. So if you want to win, let me show you the companies I've been supporting that are all owned by young Black women. We got the winner for Creative Click Cocktails. I'll announce the person next week. We got the winner for Chicago cultural gear, but we don't have the winner for Poise Beauty. And so what I want to do, I'm telling you right now, do me a favor, share this show, okay? Share this episode, hashtag Nightcap with Erica, then also hashtag Poise Beauty. Do that right now. We're going to pick a winner. You'll win some makeup and they'll send it to you. Okay. So I'm hooking y'all up. I'm giving y'all drinks. I'm giving you fellatio tips. I'm teaching y'all how to do threesomes. You get lipstick. I mean, it's a whole vibe here on Nightcap with Erica. Pull out your drinks. Tonight, I'm having Creative Click Cocktails. As you all know, if you're not a newbie around here, it's a young Black woman that owns a company on the south side of Chicago. You tell her what you want. She will mix it up for you and deliver it to your house. So, and we have a person that won like a nice prize pack from them that we're going to deliver to them sometime this week. Anyway, with all the stuff that we are going through, right? I know a lot of people are discouraged. And that's the whole reason why I started this show, because I wanted to laugh and have a good time and help you all laugh. And let's just try to forget about some of the crazy stuff that's going on out here in the world. And I've heard time and time again that people are feeling like they're feeling distraught. They want to give up. And so I was like, let's do a show. It's a Sunday night. I've been bad all weekend, having y'all act like hoes and crazy stuff. I was like, this is Sunday night. So we're going to be good people and have an inspirational show. We're still going to have some fun because my guests are amazing. But we're going to talk about when you're almost at that place where you want to give up and you're feeling like just like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? A friend of mine, her name is Christina Anthony. When I tell you, this girl is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And she's been on her hustle and her grind in the comedy world for years. We actually were a part of a comedy troupe together when we were back in college just like 5 years ago. And then she went on to be on the main stage at Second City, doing a lot of stuff with them, but had decided she was going to give up. And I'll let her tell you more about it. But right when she was going to give up, she got the role of a lifetime. She's currently playing Auntie DENISE on ABC's MIXEDish. So I'm very happy to have a network sitcom star on my show. And it feels good to say I got a friend that's the star of a sitcom, baby. Like, I'm really doing big shit now. Welcome, Christina Anthony. Let me add her.
Hey.
What's going on? You look so cute.
Oh, thank you. I got on my Marvel t-shirt.
Yes. What you
let these Marvel movies come through. I've been good. First of all, I have to say your theme song is, the kids would say, it really slaps. It's a bop.
It slaps, a new thing. I've never heard. What?
Yeah.
That means it's cool.
Yeah, that's what the kids are saying. Yeah, it means it's a great song. It's got a great beat. You can dance to it.
Yay! And I got it off a royalty-free website on the internet. I have no idea who made that damn song.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
There is, because
no, I love what you're doing. I love this.
Thank you. Well, I love you. You know, I'm so proud of you. Even before you got the role that you have now on MIXEDish, just all that you were doing, taking a leap of faith, leaving Chicago, moving out to LA to make baby. I know, but I've been proud of you along the whole way. Like when I know we're going to talk about at one time you felt like giving up, but what kept you going up until that point?
Quite honestly, you know, maybe I wasn't going, you know, so sometimes you're powering along, but I have to say sometimes also too, you know, you're being dragged along. So, you know, for me, it definitely was my faith in God, and then my friends and family, friends like you, people just constantly encouraging me when I decided this is not happening, this ain't it. People saying, no, you can do this, you can do this. And so when you stop, that's why it's so important that you keep the right company, so that when you stop, if you happen to stop believing in yourself, you have people that will be like, no, here's how you can get back on track. You got to stay in the game.
What does it feel like to be on a network television show? Like, are you pinching yourself? Like, do you realize that every week you're on an ABC sitcom? Like, that's the dream. That's the goal for the type of things that we've been working towards. You're living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, it's definitely way more work than I ever anticipated. I did think going into it would be a breeze. But it's a lot of hours. It takes a lot of people. And network television has a different schedule than like cable or Netflix. So they have a certain way they do things. It takes hundreds of people to make the show happen. And so, yeah, so you're there before the sun comes up and you're there late into the night. And that's just every day for, you know, many months. And so, you know, like it's different from making even like a movie where you know the end date when we're going to be done. With television, it just mind keeps moving, and you just have to keep trying to get to the finish line. But it's been wonderful. I have no complaints. I mean, it's just been such a great learning experience. And also it's been a lesson too, I know a lot of comedians and artists that watch you, but we don't really rehearse that much at work. And that's something I didn't know about network TV. When you come to work, they're ready to do it. And so it was a real lesson for me to be prepared before you get the job, because they're not trying to give you acting lessons or comedy lessons. Once you get there, they're ready to shoot it. And so a lot of the practice that you're doing now as an artist, you're doing that so that you're ready. So when your name is called, you can step right up.
So let's talk about what it took for you to get ready. Because to some that are watching and are fans of yours, it seems like an overnight success. You're a person that maybe have been seen here or there, but then you get on this network show and it's like, oh, overnight success. And it's like, no, baby, I've been at this for a while. Tell me about the journey. Like, you went from being a Second City improv and sketch performer to the sitcom, but there was a road in between that. What were you doing in that time?
Yeah. So in between that time, you know, learning how to, you know, hone my skills, like working on, and also having other skills ready too. So as a coming through Second City to write jokes, Second City is a big pipeline to Saturday Night Live. But what they don't tell you is to get your work on stage at Second City to perform, you have to write the jokes yourself. Right. And so that's a different experience, I think, especially for some people. If you want to be a comedian, you've got to know how to write jokes. Now, later in your career, other people might start writing jokes for you. Yeah. But when you first start, you want to write those jokes so that you know what's funny, and you know that you know what's funny. And then that way later, if somebody does write your jokes, you won't just take stuff and do it. Right. But so at Second City, I learned how to write. And that was the whole job. You just always writing. You performed your work at night for the audience, but during the day, you wrote from like 10 to 6, and you learn how to write jokes, learn how to write sketches. And then also, you know, I worked on my singing because I like to sing. There were times where somebody gave me a pair of tap shoes and they were like, hey, you need to sub in for this other girl and she could tap dance. So, having like other tricks in your bag and learning those things, and also just being willing to say, yes, I'll learn how to do those things is really good. And then also as an actress, learning how to act, I took some acting lessons, but really learning how to perform my own work as a writer is going to be really helpful to you, because when you do, especially like when you're doing stand-up, you need to know how to connect with the audience, and there's not going to be anybody there to say cut. Like the audience is like, is this funny or not? You need to keep going.
Yeah.
So learning how to work live and knowing all that stuff. So I worked there. I was in Chicago for 13, 14 years, then came to LA, and knew I was just going to be on a TV show as soon as I got here.
Immediately, like, you get off the plane and they're like, to your dressing room, Miss Anthony. Right.
Yes, we've been looking for stars. And I had a homegirl. She booked a TV show while she was on her flight to LA, and was like, "Girl,
it happens.
It happens all the time. People get here and they just hit it right away." And so I just knew that would be me. And then they were like, "Ma'am, no, ma'am, go ahead and have a seat." And so I was like, "Okay, I need to take like a year off. I get it. I just got here." And they were like, "No." Cut to 8 years later. Damn. 8 years. And I said, you know what? If I was supposed to be doing this, I would be doing it. I get it. I know God is trying to send me a message. And also, like, people are so nice. They don't want to say, like, girl, you ain't got it. So I said, you know what?
You have it, Christina. And I'm not saying this because you're my friend. You, hands down, are one of the funniest improv performers that I've ever seen in my life. So much so, Second City, there's not a lot of us there. There's not a lot of brown and black folk there. Then for you to be right, for you to be a black woman and climb those ranks there and be on stage at Second City, that already speaks to how brilliant you are on stage, but then also how much of a hard worker that you are. So there are people every day that are blowing up and getting opportunities that don't have a lot of talent. And then there's somebody like you that people are like, oh, Christina, you're going to have your own show. It's going to happen. And then year 2, then year 3, then year 4 goes by. Then you're like, damn, should I get a real job? It's like sometimes the best and the brightest don't get the opportunities. But I think the goal is to hang in there, right? And because it will come, obviously, maybe.
Yes. And also to hang in there. If you really like doing it, then you should be ready to do it at whatever level you're doing it. So for me, I was teaching, after school classes, teaching kids how to write jokes. That's still being a comedian, writing jokes. Absolutely. I worked more on my stand-up. That was something that I wanted to learn how to do better, is how to perform alone and not with other people, and still working on your writing. I learned how to write TV. So like if you're happy with where you are, then everything else just becomes gravy. And so I will say, like, that last year I became, if this is it, if I don't go any further, I was like, God, I'm good. This is it. I'm good. And so I was ready to be done. And I had a day job, right? And so my day job, I was going to auditions at lunch, and, old girl at the day job, I was like, can you cover for me? And she's like, yeah, because it's the big one. You got another big audition. The first year was cute. The second year was like, oh, you're an actress.
Right.
But they were like,
everyone's an actress in LA. Everyone has it. Well, everybody doesn't have an agent. But everybody's an actor or performer. So if people don't know you, they're assuming, oh, she's just another one of those. But no, you are a real skilled performer. And it feels good because I know from where you started. Even when I would come to LA and visit, I'm staying at your house. So I'm seeing the hustle and what you're doing. Yeah, it's like you worked hard. But what I want to talk about is what happened. Tell me the day when you decided I'm gonna give up, and I even mentioned it to some friends and family that you were pretty much done. Then from that day, when you get the call, and you've been offered the role, what in the world? I want to know what that whole thing was like. Because so many people that are watching right now, and if you're watching and you have questions for Christina, please ask. Because it's not going to be every time, very often when you get an opportunity for somebody that actually is acting on network television to give you some feedback on this journey and their process. So please ask Christina questions. And she's cool as shit. So while you got her attention, you might as well ask. That's what I wanted. Like the day when you were like, I'm just giving up, to, man, I just got a damn job. Like what happened?
Yeah, I think I was going out, like, I think I was auditioning for commercials too. I had been out for a bunch of TV shows. And so I think I went out for like maybe, I don't know, last year, probably 10 or 12 TV shows to star in them. And every show was like, no, no, no. My agents called and they were like, don't nobody want to see, they don't want to see you a second time, you know? And I think I went to a commercial audition and it was for some drink and they were like, burp in front of this roller coaster. And I was like, what am I doing? I should stop. So I went home and I wrote an email to my friends and family, like, y'all, I'm done. I'm leaving the business. And my agent and manager were like, you have one more audition. And it's for Blackish. They think they're going to do a spinoff where they go backwards in time to the 80s to talk about Rainbow, Tracy Ellis Ross character growing up. And so I was like, okay, cool. No, I'm not going. And I was like, I'm not gonna get it. I never get it. I just never get it. I've been out here 8 years. This is like audition number 99. No, like of TV shows to star in. I was like, no. And my boyfriend at the time was like, you should do it. You can get this. You are great. You are talented. You can get this. And I'm like, sir, no. And he, you know, so he really convinced me. My manager and agent, they were like, please go. And my parents, I was also on the bus.
You almost didn't even go audition for the job you have now. Do y'all hear that? That's why you have to just do it. Go ahead. Yeah. Wow.
You got to do it. And you got to have people in your corner. I was also on the bus several months before. And if you've ever been to LA, this is a city where you need a car. It is impossible to get around on the bus. It just takes forever. So my parents had a homeboy drive a hoopty out to LA for me. They bought me a car. They were like, we still believe in you, but we're also on a budget. So it was like a clank, old car. Mm-hmm. So I was in my old bucket, and my boyfriend and I, we stay up all night working on the audition. He's a writer and a filmmaker, and he's a director. And so he was like, hey, look, I could direct you in this audition. Could you try something new? And this is where you also have to be humble. I was like, sir, I've been in the game a minute. Like, I've been in show business. I'm celebrating 20 years in show business this year. And he was like, but you ain't on nothing, so let me help you. Right. And so I did. We worked on it. And I mean, when I say I knew it cold, like you could not have questioned. You could have asked me one word. I could have told you every line. I knew other people's parts. I just invested in the audition in a way I hadn't before. Went to the audition. Tracy Ellis Ross was there. The director was there.
I love
so wonderful. And then I saw Tika Sumpter was there, and then my head went down. I was like, oh, they just gonna hire.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't there for the same part I was. She was there to be my sister, to be the mother. So I did the audition and went in. They laughed. I was also surprised because I wasn't used to people laughing.
Yeah.
Because
they give the stone face. They give the stone face. They don't want to make you think that you're that great or lead you the wrong way.
Tracy Ellis Ross was laughing like we were on BET's Comic View. It was like, and I was like, can I start again? Because this is crazy. And it was such a great process. And so when I left there, before I got home from work, I was at a day job. Before I got home back to work, they called me to say they loved you. They want you to come right back. They cast Tika already to see, and they want to see what you guys look like on camera together to do a chemistry test. And because it's, you know, if the show goes well, you're on the show for like 7 years. So they want to see how you look, if you'll get along, what's your energy like. And I said, no, I cannot come back because I just got back from lunch on my job and I'm on thin ice with my boss. And so my agent was like, please don't do this. Please, we've come so far.
What?
Yeah. So I said, yeah, but we keep doing this. Like we do this every year. Every week, somebody's like, she's perfect. Come back. And then I don't get it. I'm out of sick days. I'm out of vacation time. I need this job, you know. So my agent, they talked me into it. I told my boss, you know, I think I needed to run an errand or something. So they were like, okay, come right back. I go back, do the audition with Tika. And I left there feeling like that was great. But again, you don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And so I went home. I stayed up all night, and they called the next morning. It was like agents and managers on the line. And I said, I just picked up the phone. I said, don't call me to tell me I didn't get it. I'm tired of, I don't want to hear it. I'm just done.
Yeah.
And they were calling to tell you, you got it.
Oh
you
my
got the job.
God.
And I just hung up the phone. I didn't know what to do. So I called my mother and father. I called my boyfriend. And then I just laid back and I was like, I can't believe it. God, I got the thing I wanted, which was to be on a major TV show, to star on a show. I can't believe it. And then the phone rings again, and my agents call back, and they're just like, why did you hang up on us? Are you crying? And I'm like, I'm not crying. I'm shocked. I hung up because I didn't know what to do. This has never happened. Because I never get it.
Right. You know what to do with the no. You know, I put that on Facebook recently. Like, everybody's always putting online the good stuff and when they're shining and when everything is just perfect. And I'm like, I get told no several times a day, every day. Yeah. In this industry we work in is constant rejection. And sometimes they tell you why, sometimes they don't. And I don't know if most people could handle this, where you put your all into something, you work hard, you go to the audition, you kill it. You know when you mess up too, but a lot of times you kill it. They love you. Everything is great. You might even get asked to come back. Hey, you might even get a screen test or whatever. And then, no, we're going to pass this time. And it's like, it's a lot. You can't take it personally because you are a commodity, you're a brand, but we are people, but you can't take it personally because you get told no all the damn time.
Yeah. So I was so used to being told no, I didn't know what to do when they said yes.
Yes.
And so the agent called me and they were like, you need to get up and get ready. You start in 90 minutes. And there was no time to try to look at the part and look online and learn how to tell a joke and how to be funny. I needed to know it all. We started that day. I got my job 90 minutes before the first day of work. Damn. And I drove, and to tell you how like done I was, my gas tank was on empty, but you know your car, so you can still go a little bit further.
Right. You know how far
I drove.
Yeah.
Right. I drove to the first day of work with my gas tank on E, because they don't pay you when they tell you. I mean, it takes months to get paid. And even that was faith, right? Like, because I could have been like, I don't even believe y'all. Like, this is my last gas.
Damn.
And so it's been a beautiful experience. And that's why I know too, I know we haven't gotten into this part yet, but we are going to get through this tough time period in life, because so many of us, we've made it this far. Like, I didn't come from a wealthy family. Mm-hmm. You know, we've survived Black people have survived slavery.
We survived so much and are still surviving.
The Tuskegee experiment.
Yes.
We have survived segregation, Jim Crow, lynchings. Like, those sad things are happening. This will not break our spirit. And so I know that we are here for this specific time because we are the right people to be here. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I want people to not give up and to hang on, especially in whatever your hustle is. It could be your artwork. It could be your small business you're trying to start. You could be trying to start a family. Mm-hmm. Trying to find love. Don't give up. You've got to stay in there. The only tip I have is to stay in the game. Right. If you get out of the game, they can't find you.
Yeah. I always say that failure is just really when you're not trying at all. If you try and it doesn't work out, that's not failure. It's a lesson, you know. But if you don't try and don't put yourself out there, you've already failed. And, you know, the thing that was interesting is especially with Black women that are doing comedy and being actresses, it's like there's one part. Up until a certain part, there was just the Black friend or the Black girl. And then the Black girl, you go to the audition, it's you and me in every variety of complexion, size, because a Black girl almost is a character. It's like we didn't have dimension. Things are changing now because we have shows like Grownish and MIXEDish and stuff like that. But it's like you go in there and it's like, well, what do they want? Because she's skinny and light skinned and she's short and dark skinned. She's 50 and that one is 20. How are we all the same sidekick and friend? It's like, it's almost like we're it was one size fits all for Black actresses. Yeah. And I'm just so happy to see the diversity, because DENISE, your character is like crazy. And
she's that chick. She's that chick.
But I love it. And it was like perfectly created for you, because I don't know who else could have pulled it off the way you do. Because people think, oh, well, just a funny girl could just be funny. No, there are nuances. There are decisions that you make. There's choices that you make as an actress that somebody else reading it would have gone in a totally different direction. And one thing I learned from you when you might even remember this, when you were kind of helping me with auditions, you were like, don't go for the first or second choice that everybody probably is going to always do. Do something a little different, add your own spin on it. And I was like, okay. And then when I did that, I started booking. But at first I would read it like, I know this is how they want it, so let me do it. I don't do that anymore. I know to put my own little thing into it. And I'm sure that's what you did with this character. Like, what?
Yeah, be you. I think I dressed up.
Really?
Fully.
Oh, yeah, for the audition, you dressed up?
Fully. I had my best. My best $10 wig.
Wear that? Is that what you wore? Do you see that picture?
Oh no, I didn't wear that. I wore Lord, that Louise Jefferson struggle wig, baby.
Honey, I love it. I love it. What that
I think I wore like some kind of leopard tiger outfit.
I love this one.
Yeah. So, our costume designer, and this is the great thing. I mean, this is why this job is also so special. Our costume designer is the same costume designer from A Different World and Dear White People.
Oh, wow.
Sassy.
Honey, look at that
sassy
jacket.
Design.
Look at that jacket.
That old Morris Day in the Time.
Your character is so fun. I love this. I didn't know if this is from the show or from one of your sketches that you did. Can you see this one?
This is from the show. This is the first day of work.
Oh,
this is the first day of work.
So what went into developing this character? Like, what did you did you just instantly know who she was? Or did it take you time?
I think I made my own decisions. There's character development, but I think the only thing they told me was she was tired and worked at the airport. And I think at the time she wore, so people wore, she wasn't a flight attendant, but people, I remember when I went to the audition, people were wearing like outfits like they were like TSA or a stewardess. And it never dawned on me to wear that. I was like, it's the 80s. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. So I think even that first choice to be like, well, that's my job, but that doesn't mean I'm at work while I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about in the scene. Right. And then from there, that's where DENISE's outfits really started to take off. She used to wear her uniform a lot, and but I never came in uniform when I auditioned. And then I think I also might have added some of the red lipstick with the black lip liner around it, like your auntie used to do. Classic. In the 80s.
But it's some people that still do that today, and I'm like, what is going on?
What is going on? But it's one of those things where we celebrate, and that's what I love about MIXEDish and Blackish and Grownish. We celebrate where we come from and aren't ashamed of it. And so in a way where you would say like, oh, I hope that Auntie doesn't come and pick me up from school with that black lip liner around her red mouth. But that Auntie, you remember her, and so she is who she is. And so we can't forget about these people. But yeah, so I think I brought my own things. I always make a joke. DENISE has had sex with everybody in Cool and the Gang. She's that auntie, right? And so for me, it's just trying to, and the writers write 99.9% of everything I say. I improvise a tiny bit, but there's so much of it is already there, and I just have to repeat what they tell me to say. And so I think, and that's an important thing that we need to do, as performers, is just you're infusing it with your memories too, if you're able to. Yeah. And so for me, it's just remembering this woman in this time period. I mean, I was obviously a very small child when this time period was. I wasn't a woman, but I just remember my aunties, like us going skating, and I had an auntie that could skate backwards. I'm like, you're super cool. Right. And so infusing that energy, though I'm not though I was a child then, being that woman now is like, everybody knows the auntie that can skate backwards. She's
I'm
the
not that
jam.
auntie. Well, what you are you an aunt in real life?
I am an aunt in real life, and I wear wigs in real life. So it was perfect part for me.
What kind of auntie are you though? Which auntie are you?
I'm gonna let you be a little bit bad for sure. I'm gonna let you do stuff your mother wouldn't let you do. But I will say the way I am different is I probably would whip these kids. They don't whip people on network TV. They don't get they're like, Christina, this is still a white network. We don't do that here.
We don't spank. I love all those children, but I have to tell you that your baby niece, honey, and you and her,
that's Michael Michelle,
the mirror of me and my baby niece's relationship. Because my baby niece, honey, is very similar to Santa Monica, like crazy. So I love to seeing that dynamic because I do think, especially in Black families, aunties are so important. Like aunties are a thing.
So important.
Is a thing. So I love that they are. I think the show is really just exploring what that does mean to be mixed, and you need that Black auntie in your life, honey. It's very important.
Yes, and I think that's important.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I think too, it's important, like even with these shows you mentioned, like about actors, how certain parts it seems like Black girl is just a archetype.
Yeah.
And in this show, especially in the ish universe, as we call it, Black people from all walks of life come together to make the show. Mm-hmm. And so, this family, what happens to them in the end. They end up coming into a great careers and having a lot of money, but their roots are in very humble beginnings, which I think a lot of Black people can relate to.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's the great thing is like knowing that we are not a monolith, that Black people we're different, and it takes all kinds of us to make a family, to make a community.
I almost want you and Santa Monica to have a spinoff, but I don't know how that would happen. Unless you just took her for the summer and y'all went somewhere. I don't know. But I love all the kids. I hate to say that. Yeah. I don't want to diminish the other children's work because they are amazing. But it's something about her and you and her together that is like so juicy and yummy. I just really love it.
Yes. Michael Michelle is great. All of our children, though, are great. Ethan is great. Are. And yeah. But yeah, Mimi, and also I think it's that baby of the family energy that she gives, and she gives it on set too. In real life, Mimi is a very good girl. She, her parents have her on the right track, but she still has that I'm the baby of this cast energy too. So it's fun. They're all fun to be around, and it's fun to watch them grow up. Even this year, they've grown up so much.
Yeah. Somebody wrote to you, this is Christina Anthony, Christina's little sister. I think she borrowed a pair of my earrings for that audition. I need those back. Oh, give your sister her earrings back, girl.
I did borrow her 99-cent beauty supply Versace inspired earrings. Yes, I did. Exactly. I had to find the cheapest thing I own to be this cheap woman.
Yes. Oh, somebody has a question for you. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me click on it. See how high tech my show is. He says, if you could be in a reboot or a remake, which classic character would you play?
Oh, a reboot or remake. That's a great. And hi, Joe. I think I know Joe, baby. That's a good question. I have to say, I really would like to reboot the Golden Girls.
That would be good. That would be good.
That could be hot. That could be hot. Let's just do some fantasy casting. I mean, who would we put in that?
And the Golden Girls. The thing I would love, other than me, I would love to see you and Niecy Nash do something together. I think that would be hilarious. Also, Melissa McCarthy and you together would be probably the most ignorant shit ever on. I would like to see y'all in a movie so that y'all could really do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because the stereotype is that women aren't funny, but maybe you with your own show being written by a Tina Fey, or somebody of that level. I think anything that you probably boot or do would be super funny. Yeah. I'm rooting for that. But I don't know, for the Golden Girls, I don't know who. I really have to think.
I mean, I feel like.
Go ahead.
Do we keep it? I think we could pick him a little bit younger, right?
Yes, that's true. I don't know.
That's cute. And then we can have like Loretta Devine. She could play the grandmama, the old one.
Yeah.
She got about 10 jobs.
She is hilarious. Her and Jennifer Lewis, they're crazy.
Yes.
It's like, because I've worked with Jennifer before. We started a movie together, and her energy is just like, I want to be her one day when I finally grow up as a real actress. I would love to be her, but she's hilarious.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah. Now, before you get out of here, and we're speaking about not giving up, one thing that I know a lot of women I know in particular are dealing with, especially the ones that are at home alone during this quarantine that don't have a boo or quarantine bae or a lockdown boo. A lot of people are feeling really lonely and also wanting to give up in love. But you got married recently. That boyfriend you were talking about earlier turned into a husband. You got a ring. You's married now. And was there ever a time, even with the love department, that you felt like you wanted to just give up and let it go?
Oh, for sure. I think I hadn't dated for like 6 or 8 years before I met him. And and I think too, like, this is, now speaking specifically to artist life, to hear no over and over again in your work life, and then feel like you're getting also hearing no and being rejected in your romantic life, that takes a toll on you. That's a lot. It takes a toll.
How much do you think, though, being a funny woman and being a performer played into making dating difficult? I hate, because I always have to blame it on something. It's never my personality and shortcomings. It's always them. And if they can't handle a smart, independent, confident, super funny woman, it could just be that I'm just a horrible person. But I do believe that some of the comedy and stuff plays into that. Because when you're funny, and you got to be kind of smart, and I don't know, I feel like it's tough dating when you're a sarcastic, funny woman.
Yeah, no, I mean, you definitely have to. No, I think it does play a factor. I mean, I will say my husband and I are like, we're night and day in terms of our demeanor, our temper, and just in general. I mean, we're just so different. But in the past, I would say I probably was looking for someone that was more like me, but they weren't looking for someone like them. So I think, so it does play a factor, but I also didn't have to try to change who I was to be in a relationship with him. He was like, she's very funny. She's very outgoing. She's extroverted. I guess I can be a social butterfly. And he's more of a homebody. He's talkative when you know him, but I think we were able to like just embrace like being different. And here's the bottom line. When the person is for you and you are their right person, you ain't got to do nothing. And this is for the women. You ain't got to do nothing. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to change anything. I didn't have to wax anything. I didn't have to do nothing. He likes everything just the way I am. And at no point in our relationship did he ever have me question where the relationship was going. So, and that's another great sign. So he told, when it was time to go on more dates, when it was time to be exclusive, because I was seeing other people, he was like, it's time to stop doing that. When it was time to meet each other's families, he's like, it's time to do that. When we started kind of talking about getting married, he was like, I want to know like what kind of ring you like. I never ever doubted where the relationship was going, which even as my acting career was going on, and when he met me, I was an actor that was not acting, right? So then it wasn't even about my accomplishments, like, because if he was like, I want to be with this woman who is, very well accomplished in her field of choice, well, then I wouldn't have made the cut. But he wanted me for me, And so I think for people that are lonely now, feel what you feel. That's not easy. Feel what you feel. But also, you don't want to be caught in the house with somebody that you don't want to be with, that you made a wrong choice. Right. So,
and we talked before, you were like, there are a lot of women that are right now quarantined with somebody that they don't even want to be with.
Right. And I know there's people like that are in difficult situations, maybe abusive situations. I'm not even talking about that kind of stuff. There are people, I know 2 people right now that were in the process of going through their divorce paperwork with the courts, and the courts is closed, girl. They are still. So enjoy what you have to get, with you, and, take this time, feel those feelings. It's still real. But you have to be quarantined alone than with the wrong person. That's what I'm saying to that.
I'm honestly enjoying being quarantined alone. And I know I've had some friends that just cannot handle it all, but I am getting things done. And I know there's some people, even with that there's some controversy, because some people are like, you at home, you better write that killer script you've always wanted to do and start that business, and you better get out there and do that. And then there are other people that are like, my brain can't even wrap around what's happening in this world, this new reality. I don't want to do a damn thing. And I think wherever you are, feel that and own it and do what you want to do. For me, everything that's going on now made me jump out here and do this show. I literally thought about it on a Wednesday night, decided to do it Thursday, and then went live Friday. And this is my 7th show. So for me, this quarantine stuff is giving me the opportunity to jump out and do this, because had we been on the regular schedule, I would have wanted it to be perfect, and I don't have this and I don't have that, finding an excuse not to do it. And now I'm here. Now the love department, we're going to be talking to Love McPherson, both of our friends, after you and I are done. And I there are moments though where I'm like, man, I'm up in here by myself. Like, what? How am I going to even find a man now that Corona exists? Can you kiss people? Can you hold their hand? Like, if he cough or sneeze on you,
I will say this. Look, I'm going to come close to your televisions, to your computers. I'm going to tell you right now, every man is available to you right now. This is the great equalizer. So now is the time, if you want to get to know somebody, get to know them. But, I think, and this is a great time to be like, hey, at 2:00 in the morning, do you want to text with me? Because if he has a girlfriend or a wife, he's not going to be able to do all that and play all those games. Also, men that like to use their money to trick you and woo you, they can't do that now, right? Because we can't go to no restaurant. The outside is closed. Get to know these men. Find out if they pronounce the L in salmon. Find out if these men are intelligent. See how they text and write out emails and can make a complete sentence. Now is the time to grill these people, because they can't hide behind they flash and a busy schedule and what have you. So I say, and don't get caught up too, because there's some men that's going to be like, hey, I'll come over there. Maintain your isolation for your health and safety. But I think it's okay to go ahead and get to know people, because some men can't they won't be able to put things together during this process. It's too much work and thinking and talking about the relationship. So I say go for it. Put them through the ringer.
Christina, I never thought about that. The fact that this is a time where you could really get to know a person. And that whole pronouncing the L in salmon, that is so deep. Or knowing who's from who's, apostrophe S, all those things you can find out now. If you just text with him like, oh, he dumb as hell. Let me go ahead and leave this dude alone. You know what? You're a genius. Because I didn't even think about that. This is the perfect time for them to really show you who they are.
Yes, they will show you who they are. And I think too, and also too, if someone's, again, the right person, if you are their person, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Nothing extra crazy. I mean, these girls are out here steaming their coochies, bedazzling them, putting all kind of sequins and pearls on their vaginas and doing all this shit that's hazardous to your vaginal health just to pull a man. And it's like, I just think, why you shouldn't have to have, if you want to do it by all means, y'all. Spray paint your coochies with all kind of colors, whatever you want to do. But I don't think that's really necessary for the guy that wants you. I think you don't have to go above and beyond and do cuckoo shit. I don't know.
Yeah. And that stuff is not gonna hold the relationship together when it's time, right? Like when it's time to be married, or if you decide to be in a committed relationship with each other, like that's not the stuff that's gonna work. Like the things that's making, I'm gonna tell you right now, the thing that's made this marriage work today was this man was like, let's watch what you want to watch on Netflix. I made meatloaf.
That's a good man. You better keep that.
You know, we can't go to Paris.
Right. Yep.
I mean, sorry, we can't do that. And I appreciate all your, I think now's the time, especially if you're someone who you're just starting to get to know someone. Also, girl, feel free to get to know several different people. I loved it when my man was like, I noticed you go out with several different people during the week. It's time to stop all that.
Right.
Let the man tell you to stop talking to all these dudes. You go on and do what you're going to do.
Yes.
Meet these different people. You got the time.
So now I got to have you back on here now for you to talk about some of this dating stuff and give your opinions on some of this. Because women, they write me and I'm like, girl, you don't want my opinion on dating because you really don't. But I think what you're saying from the perspective of a woman who's newly married, had been single for a long time. You hadn't dated in 7 or 8 years. Right. Mm-hmm. Then you got the job of your dreams and the man of your dreams. And you got the man of your dreams first. He was a boyfriend. You got the job of your dreams and he's your husband now. Like to me, you are the perfect example of being dedicated and staying true to yourself and it paying off. And I'm so
and
proud.
This is not my expertise. Thank you. I want to say one last thing. The real expert is coming. So tell your friends, everybody, text your friends now. You want to watch this. She's amazing. But also the person of your dreams, they're not going to distract you from your other dreams and goals. Notice when I said I got that audition, I was like, I'm not going to that. He pushed me out the door to go do it. Like your person also, I believe they don't necessarily have to be in your same field, but he wasn't like, you spend too much time on that. You too focused on that. He was like, focus more. So by the time I made it to my goal, I actually had momentum because I was being pushed by somebody. And that's what you want.
Yes. Not somebody that's jealous of what you got going on or mad about the stuff you're doing. I tell people lately I've been dating. Well, I haven't really been dating so much right now, but I love nerds. I love me a nerdy, smart guy. Like all these viral videos that are out there now with these Black men that are doctors. I've never been so warm and flustered in my life. I'm so excited.
Nerds do it better.
I love nerds. But Christina, nerds don't like me. I always get thugs and killers. Like the men that like me are always trying to holler at me on their way home. They just shot somebody. I'm so tired of that. It's like, why can't I get somebody that just left the library or just left some kind of lecture somewhere about medieval classical music? No, I get dudes that really, are fresh out of jail, like fresh out muscles and everything, that just out of jail muscle. I don't want it no more. What do I do, Christina? What do I
do? Well, okay. So I would say I have nothing to say to that because, I remember hanging out with you in the past and security guard types.
Yes,
at the drugstore with me holler. Yeah,
I am a security guard magnet. Especially if they work at the big girl store. When I go in Ashley Stewart. Hey, I pull any Ashley Stewart across the country. I have pulled a security guard. Trust me. That's so horrible.
Okay, well, there is a school of thinking. Ask Love about this. There's a school of thinking, well, you can't do it now, but it's like if the kind of man you want to attract, you have to hang out where he makes his money.
Yeah, and I need to stop hanging out at jails. And I'll do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stop going to jail.
Well, nobody's hanging out anywhere right now, though. But I did a dating website, so if you're into that,
okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm open. Woo.
And do one with a men have to pay.
Yeah, a free one. Do one where I have to pay.
Yeah, do free for you, but the men have to pay.
Have to pay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because the one where they just on there for free, that's all the dudes from jail. The dudes are locked up on Plenty of Fish. I'm not doing it.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
But also stay the course. Yes. Hang in there. Like this was not just about how to catch people. Right. But no, I'm excited. I have my moments for sure where I feel like this is such a tough time and all hope is lost. But again, remember, we've survived this much. You can make your dreams are still going to come true. Mm-hmm. Your dreams of love, the dreams that God has for us, the dreams of work goals, all those things, they're still going to come to fruition. You have to stay in the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, Christina, I hope you know that not only are you an inspiration to me and our other friends that love you and adore you, but there's somebody right now that just did their last taped audition for something that is like, I'm done. I'm giving up. This is not for me. And I think them seeing this, they're going to be like, you know what? Why don't I hang on just a little longer? And
yeah,
I'm so happy for you. Like when I saw when they do the announcement, the deadline and IndieWire, and you scroll it on the internet and your friend's picture is up saying that they are the new lead in a sitcom. I know how it makes you feel, but for somebody like me, I was like, first of all, just very much like it's about goddamn time because she's brilliant. But then also I'm like, if God is in the blessing business, if he's blessing you, then hopefully my blessing is right around the corner, So
yeah, for sure. If he's blessing your neighbor, he's in the neighborhood.
Yes, we're in the same neighborhood, the same block. Well, you getting that ABC money now. You on a different block now. You ain't in my neighborhood, but I'll come over and visit every now and then.
Yeah, I'm just upstairs. Take the elevator.
Oh, okay, you on the top floor, and I'm down in that basement. I'm in that basement. But yeah, I'm so proud of you. Tell everybody what you want them to do. I know for one thing, we want everybody to keep tuning in to MIXEDish because you all have like 3 or 4 episodes left this season.
Yeah, so this Tuesday is really important. Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, 9 p.m., 8 or 9 p.m. Check your local listings. I think it's 8 p.m. in Chicago. I'm not sure. I should know that. But Tuesday nights, we come on after Bless This Mess on ABC. This week, we're talking about Black families or mixed families and the police and the children. What do you think happens to biracial kids if when they are confronted with the police? So it's an important episode to tune into. It's going to be lighthearted and fun, but I think Black people, we already know the answer. They Black. Mm-hmm. But, kids are going to find out that they're Black. So yeah, tune into that. So MIXEDish, we have 3 to 4 more episodes, and this is really important to have you guys tune in. So the network will bring us back next year. And then come to my Instagram at Teeny Anthony on IG, and let's chop it up. Send me questions. Remind me that you saw me on Erica's show, and I will answer you back.
Can y'all hear us? Are y'all there?
Ooh. Okay, are you there? You were frozen for a little
bit. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. You were telling about your Instagram.
Oh yeah. So come to Instagram to @Anthony on IG, and I will send me if you want to send questions or you want some advice. Just remind me that you saw me on Erica's show, and I'll answer you.
That is the bomb. Well, Christina, I love you. Much success to you. I will be tuned in. Just Auntie Denise's clothes alone make me tune in every week. and you are killing it and really doing your thing. And it feels, on behalf of everybody in Chicago, especially, it feels good to see one of our own that was on the grind here to come out in such a major way. I'm so happy for you. And this is the beginning. I can't wait to see where your star goes next. You are on the rise, definitely. And even with the marriage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erica, for doing things like this and for clapping for others.
Yes.
That's an important thing to learn too.
Yeah.
And you celebrate other people's success. And so I'm happy to say we are on network TV. We
sure
did
are.
it.
We are, honey. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, I didn't even think I was gonna keep you this long. I'm happy you were able to stay. Like, well, I guess we don't really have a lot of other things to do at this time of night on a Sunday, but thank you for giving me this time. And I'll probably call you this week and say hello and check in with you and see how you're doing. And you are welcome to come back on Late Cap with Erica anytime.
I will. This was so fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye. That's my friend Christina. And I just want to put this back up again quickly to remind y'all to let's support Christina, y'all, and that whole cast by continuing to watch this show. MIXEDish on ABC. You can also watch it on Hulu. And that's awesome, man. Hang in there, y'all. Now listen, go ahead right now. If you have a friend that's single, going through a divorce, that's feeling bad about themselves, that may be lonely, or just feeling like they're hopeless, that they'll never find love, especially now in these crazy times, share this episode right now and tag them. Because the woman that we are about to have come speak to us is about to really break things down on how to manage your love life, even when it seems like there's no love life to manage. You still got to love yourself, right? You're still in relationship with yourself. Not only is she a dear friend of mine, she is one of the top relationship experts in the nation. And her expertise is so wide and vast that I don't even want to just limit it to saying she's a relationship expert, because so many people use those terms: relationship coach, relationship expert. This woman is someone that truly wants us all to love ourselves and to heal and feel empowered to be who we are. Instead of doing this whole long introduction, let me bring on Love McPherson. Hello, Love.
Hello. It's such a blessing. I'm just so honored that you chose me today.
Are you kidding? First of all, listen, I know how much your hourly rates are, okay? So I know it's pay to play. And the fact that these people are about to get some time with you and me get some time with you, this is a gift you're giving us.
Oh, you know what? I am honored to give it. You are such a giver. Now, let me tell y'all, if y'all don't know about Erica, Erica is a giver. She has given to me. She has sown into me. I'm telling you, whatever she needs, she knows. She got VIP All Access pass.
Oh, thank you. I so appreciate that about you. Well, it's easy to give to you, though, because you also are a giver and you live such an abundant life. And even like one of the first time I met you, I was invited to your home by another friend we have in common, Nicole Marie Pittman, who's actually watching.
Yeah,
I saw her. And first, when I stepped into your place, I'm not going to say where you live or whatever, but it made me feel like I want to step my grown woman game up. This is the kind of place I want to be living in. This is the kind of energy I want to feel. The water, the sun. Like your home is so happy and beautiful, and it resonates with the spirit. So I felt so comfortable there. And we were there discussing business, and then you started pouring into me about relationship stuff. I'm on your couch crying. And like, this woman has a gift. Like I am so so I really want to just jump into it because, as you already know, so many people, especially women that are single or divorced or going through a hard time. Now with this Corona stuff, they're even feeling worse off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we supposed to do, Love? It's like, how do we handle being in our homes alone, navigating relationships once we get out of the quarantine? What do we do?
You know what? That is the best question, because this is what I have seen since Corona started, being isolated. I have seen that it has impacted both singles and married people. But the way that it's impacting singles is because singles have such a variety of activities to get involved with. They are always brunching. If they are even at brunch, they're busy. They are always just working and doing. It's just so many activities until they have not paused to find out who they are. Mm-hmm. And what has happened is, Erica, people have slowed down.
Yes.
And guess what? They are finding out some of the things they don't like about themselves. The main relationship is not interpersonal, me and somebody else. It's intrapersonal. Yeah. Your intrapersonal relationship is the foundation for your interpersonal. And so until you are self-aware, which self-aware is an act of self-love. So first of all, you got to find out, because you know what, you are not your same old 20-some-year-old self. You're not who you were 10, 20 years ago, or whatever the case may be. You grow and you evolve, but you got to get to know who you are. And so this is what people are doing. They're sitting back now, alone and isolated, and now they're rethinking their decisions. Mm-hmm. Like, did I pay too big of a price for that guy that I was supposed to marry? And did I choose my career, and now my career is not choosing me? Did I let this person go? Did I give too much? Did I invest too much? Did I ever deal with that molestation? Did I ever deal with that date rape? Did I ever deal with that breakup? What about my dad? They are thinking. Mm-hmm. Some of them are sitting in rooms where all the four walls have traumas in them. Yes. The walls are looking back at them because they remember stuff about you. And so I'm telling you, it's real, Erica. It's real.
It is real. And that's a running joke that one comedian said it, and now it's become a part of our daily vernacular. If you don't like being by yourself or with yourself, how can you expect somebody else to want to be with you? And I am surprised at how many people don't want to be by themselves. And there's one thing, isolation is one thing, but even like with me, I go to the movies by myself. I love it. I go out to dinner. My favorite thing to do is, wake up, have a great breakfast, go out. And I love going to the spa or go to my gym and sit in the sauna and just be by my damn self. And I have to worry about anything else. But I've had people like, oh my God, you go to dinner by yourself. Don't you care what people think? And I'm like, no, I don't. Now, so if they think that's extreme, this whole being at home 3 and 4 weeks, we might end up 7 weeks alone. Some people are not going to make it. Why do people have such a hard time with spending time alone?
You know why? Because they haven't faced themselves. They have not went back and looked at what has happened in their lives and made some decisions about their life. They have not resolved some issues, and they're not always kind to themselves. Some of the things that people say to themselves, oh, you so stupid. Oh, yeah, they don't give themselves grace. They haven't forgiven themselves. All of these things that you wouldn't even put up with as a friend, you will treat yourself with more abuse and disregard and disrespect than you would even give to your best friends. Right. The counsel you give to yourself, you wouldn't even give to somebody that you love. And so what I'm saying to you is this. The first thing we should do while we're here, the biggest advantage you can take is self-love. Begin to speak to yourself. And first, I want you to just take an assessment of anything that you have not forgiven about yourself. Anything, and how do you find that? Look at any regrets you have in your life. Look at any things that you are still beating yourself up over. Man, I wish I hadn't given my child that deadbeat dad. Because as a mother, I love that child so hard. I hate their father is not involved. Those kind of things. Because this is what's going to happen. Until you begin to treat yourself right, you won't think you deserve Mr. Right. You will think you're getting your just reward.
Right.
And so, yes, when you come to that date, you should be able to come correct. You should be able to come not thinking, please pick me, but let's see if you are something that I would want to spend any little time with.
Oh my God. Love, that's a mind shift, because I'm telling you, for myself, up until 2 years ago, I was in a relationship. The breakup was horrible. He was an awful person, and in addition that, he was a bad choice for me. But because of my low self-esteem, which at the time I wasn't looking at it low self-esteem, because when you're not aware of self, you're not even aware of your level of esteem. You're thinking you're fine. But I was like, only somebody that I wouldn't wish this for anybody. So why am I staying in it? And I was thinking, like, my nieces, everybody that knows me knows I'm a ride or die auntie, and I'm in love with my brother's children. And I'm like, would I ever want one of them to be in this kind of relationship? And what would I do to that man if he ever did any of this to them? And I was like, I would hurt somebody. So then I'm like, well, why do you love your niece more than you love you?
See?
Yeah. And it was an aha moment. And then I even had to think about the fact that, like with me, there have been times when work is slow and things are down. And I've never thought, well, oh, let me just go do a job that would be demeaning to me. So then if in your lowest of brokenness, you wouldn't go do a demeaning job, why at any time would you go do a demeaning relationship? I had to think about this. And I climbed out of that. And here we are now, 2 years later, where I'm like, I'm going to be kind and sweet to me. Even just saying I'm going to be kind to me would make me cry. That's how unkind to me I had the thought that I hadn't been sweet to me. But now I am. I'm very kind to me. I watch what I say about myself. I'm good to me. I treat me well. And not to take over the whole conversation, but this
is important.
Yeah. After speaking with you, just forgiving myself and giving myself grace. It's the hardest thing to do sometimes is to be nice to yourself.
But you know what you have to do, because you have to also realize that sometimes not being nice to yourself has been normalized since your childhood, because there are voices in your ear that have not been nice to you, have been critical of you, have sabotaged your success, things like that. And it can be many things. It could be your teacher. It could be a parent. It could be a parent who had low self-esteem themselves, or who were afraid of your success or you going too far, and just really in a protective mode. They could love you. It's not about love or not. It's about people trying to protect you from all the things that they experience, not realizing that there's another level of tenacity to you. So they end up breaking you or putting too much fear, or you just go out and say, I'm going to do it anyway. And so, but you still, just because you are moving forward doesn't mean that there are not unnecessary fears of roadblocks, which is called those voices trying to make you not move as fast or as far as you can go. There's a limit. It's called a schema where it's like there is a only so far. This laptop right here, there can be a picture in it, but and you could be this beautiful comedian right here, but the frame of it is as far as you believe that a comedian could go. I could be the local, but can I be international? And the boundary. So I can see myself this, but how far will this go? You have to challenge that. And when you challenge that in yourself, then it will broaden you as far as what you can see in a relationship. If you cannot even see yourself in a healthy relationship, if you have the voices of the society has told you there is a lack of men and they're not around, they're all gay or they're all in jail or whatever the case may be, then you will not even see men when they do show up.
Right. Oh, yes. That's true. You know, since I've been in isolation, one good thing about it is that it has brought people together as far as communication. And some friends and I across the board, all different walks of life, we've been more so in communication with each other than ever before. And even last night, me and two of my best friends from childhood, we got on the phone at like 1 a.m. and we're on the phone till like 4 a.m. And we were like, damn, we haven't done this since like high school or college, getting on the phone and being on the phone for hours. So I do appreciate that. But through talking to my friends and us reconnecting and everybody getting deep, a lot of my friends are 35 and older, many no children, many totally single, haven't dated in years. And sometimes it's due to the trauma of that last breakup where they thought that person may have been the one and it didn't work out. So, love, how do we move forward from the man that made a decision that he didn't want to be in a relationship with you anymore? It's specific.
Oh my, you are just like 100% on. See, this is what happens. For the average people, for the average person, they experience 5 breakups in their dating lifetime.
Okay.
5 breakups, right. But a breakup is as painful as hot coffee being poured on you.
Yes, Lord.
Now let me tell you something. It's, you know, you talk about a kid, you put your hand on the stove. You don't go back and put it back on 5 times, right? So some of these relationships were traumatizing. You're not ready to jump back in because you remember how hard it was. You remember the pain of the breakup, because emotional pain and physical pain are the same. They feel the same to the brain. So your brain has a memory, and that it has not disassociated with love and relationships. So when it's time for love, you fear a lot of things. And because you can't open up somebody's heart and say, do you love me? We fear whether they're going to choose us. And so what ends up happening is this: you just have to get up and risk it. Every time you get on a stage, Erica, you risk people not laughing.
Yeah,
guess what?
absolutely.
It don't stop you.
Yeah.
You're going to get on the next time and the next time. And all you had to do was start talking about just out of jail muscles. I was already like, please don't come to me in this point. I got to get my composure back together, because she's picking up on all the security guards.
Yes,
And
they
so
love me. They love me.
She attracted the security guard. But you do need security, Erica, because you out of control. So, you know, you attract who you are.
Yeah,
I think Facebook cut you off yesterday. Didn't they kick you out? See, you need some security. You
know what though? That's like looking at the silver lining.
Yeah.
And, okay, well, maybe if all these security guards keep trying to holler at me, that's letting me know God is preparing me for understanding that I'm gonna need a plethora of,
you know what? It's a bodyguard moment.
Yeah.
And then you just sing, and I will always love you.
I am Whitney Houston, honey. I'm gonna fall in love with my bodyguard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, but
when you are dealing with the breakup, this is what I want to encourage the singles to do. You have to go back in. You have to just take the risk. Love is worth the risk, but this is what you do. You don't go in blindly. You go in with self-awareness. You go in knowing the good and the bad. Please, whatever you do, do not take a blind eye at their flaws. Everybody is working on something. The question I always have everybody ask is this: forget the list, look at the flaws, and ask the question, can my love cover that? Like, no, you a little too crazy. Yes. That I ain't gonna even deal with. Next. And so, but leave, don't keep hanging on, going down a cul-de-sac 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It will stop on you. It's a dead end street. And so, but this relationship, you see the red flags, everything, and you just la 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 la. You can't go into relationships like that. You have to have the courage. And only way you're gonna have the courage to say no, the only way you're gonna have the courage to walk away is if you love yourself. Well, the more you know about you, the better you will be at choosing who is the right person for you.
Well, a woman here, Andrea Tara Brown. Hey, Andrea, sweetheart. She says it's sad when you take the risk and get completely bamboozled by someone who you thought was authentic. And I'm telling you, love.
I agree.
So many of my friends have been going through this. They've been with the guy sometimes 2, 3, 4 years, maybe even more. And then he's decided he does not want to be in the relationship anymore. And the first thing the woman will say, and it happens to men too. I don't want people thinking that are watching this, all it talks about is women issues. But the majority of people that watch this show are women, are Black women. So I'm speaking to them, but it can apply to everyone.
Yes.
But the feeling of like, if you do everything right,
yep.
I went to school, I got the college degree. I'm a smart woman. I'm loving. I take care of myself. I look good. I feel good. I'm sexy. I did all the stuff he said he wanted in the bedroom and beyond. Why doesn't he want me? Why doesn't he love me? I love him so much. I've done all that I can do. I've tried my best to show him how loyal and how much I love him. I'm a good woman. Why does the hood rat, hoochie mama, baby mamas got 10 kids by 5 different men? Why does she have the man? But here I am with the master's degree, all the great things going, and I'm a good person, and my man doesn't want me. I think
now, in all fairness, probably the hoochie rat, she don't have the man that you would want anyway. Okay,
that's true.
It's like
and the fact that you call her a hoochie
mama had a boyfriend too. I just want you to know it's somebody for everybody. What's that little girl, Honey Boo Boo or whatever her name? Little yeah, her mama had a boyfriend. He had 2 teeth, but he had a boyfriend. Okay, y'all can sit out in Walmart and just sit in the parking lot, and you'll find out it's somebody for everybody. The problem is you don't want everybody. The truth of the matter is, everybody on this air could have a man. Everybody. But you ain't trying to get them men. You ain't trying to get those men. You want to get the right man, right? Now, let me tell you something. It's some raggedies out there. I understand what you're saying. It's some raggedies. And let me tell you, they come in, they at the church, they at the club, they in the pulpit. There's some raggedies out there.
Sure are.
And they thotting and bopping and then pretending in front of you like they only got you. And they raggedy, okay? So let's just put that out there, right there. And they are in the business of hurting people. Here's the thing. Y'all got to have them. This is what you got to see. Are they willing to heal? If they don't value healing, because you can look at some people's background. When people sit in my chair, I can pretty much tell you some of the issues that they're going to deal with down the road just because of their background. If you have had all kind, I don't care how nice you are, it's about inner wounding. Inner wounding is still not healed and not necessarily able to have a relationship with you if you don't go and get that inner wounding healed.
But you got to acknowledge there's something wrong. You got to acknowledge that there is a wound. And I think that's where even us as women go wrong. We just get up and keep moving, because the serial dater, the woman that continually has one boyfriend, he's like, oh, I broke up with him, I'm so distraught. And then 2 months later, she got a whole new boyfriend. They're just packing stuff on the wounds, but not.
That's why they're having such a problem with Corona, because they have to stop and look now instead of just going from serial dating. They're by themselves watching all the decisions. But with the guy, you might value, because you got to do the work too. But you got to have somebody who is also willing to do the work. It is a huge, this ain't even a red flag, y'all. This is a neon blinking sign. If this guy does not want to go get some help, some counseling, some therapy, some coaching, something to deal with that emotional, his daddy issues, his mama issues, his heartbreaks, all of his rejection, if he does not want to go and get some healing, let me tell you something, that is a neon sign, because there are no skills that he learned in that house to have a relationship with you. He needs some relationship skills. He needs some healing. And if he refuses the healing, you are taking somebody home who is sick. emotionally.
How would you want to bring that into your situation? But I do believe that like attracts like, and I will say that depending on what, like, the only way I know to say it is a frequency. Depending on what frequency I'm vibrating on, that brings the certain things to me, and then I allow them to stay however long they stay because of where I am. So I think, these raggedy dudes, or hoochie rats, as you said, which I think is hilarious. These hoochie rats out here, they want everybody. They see all of our light. They go after everybody.
It's a buffet.
It's a buffet. But then when you allow them to stay, is the difference between you and the woman that's vibrating at a higher frequency, that knows her worth, that has already been through this, and is like, I ain't doing it again. She instantly is like, you're no good for me. You need to go. But the rest,
but you have to also see what you have normalized, because if you have been in a position where your father was a serial cheater or something, or and you love your daddy, you have the skills to love a serial cheater.
Yes,
you have the skills. And so either you're gonna say, I'm cool with the serial cheater, or that's not what I want. If that's not what you want, and you don't even respect your mother for doing it, then you won't respect yourself. Understand what you have normalized even in your childhood. If you had somebody who was had an addiction, or who hit your mother, it's a higher level tolerance that you end up receiving. I'm not putting it on you. I'm putting it back on the man. I am empowering you as a woman to say, you got to love yourself enough to see what was normalized that is not normal. And then you have got to be able to have the love, self-love, to say, if you don't love me, it's okay. I'm loved because I love me.
I love me.
You got to be able to walk away from this.
Yeah. But you know what, love? What do you do when it's someone that has led you to believe that you're the one?
Deception.
And you thought he was the one, and everything was fine.
Yes.
Although I will say, one of my very close male friends, who's actually a professional athlete, he said, Erica, some guys, is not even that they're horrible cheaters or no good men. They're really bad at breaking up. By the time you find out the relationship is over, he's been gone mentally, sometimes even physically. He's moved on and didn't let you know the relationship was over. And he's hoping you figure it out by his lack of focus on you and lack of dedication, and kind of just got you stringing along. So when women will say, well,
those are coward men. Those are cowards. That's not bad breakup.
Right.
Those are cowards.
They are cowards.
You know what? MIAs, cowards.
Yes.
Because you don't have the courage as a leader and as a man to say, hey, I like you, but this is what I'm going to move on. I think I don't really feel that this is it. We're going to go be friends. That's a cowardice way. That is not a leader, and somebody who you want to bring home with you to actually make major decisions. You're talking about buying property with them. You're talking about making investments with them. You're talking about having kids with them. You're talking about sharing everything with people who are afraid to tell you to have the tough decisions with tough conversations with you. And right, Andrea said deception and manipulation. Yep. I did a whole post today on emotionally manipulative relationships. Somebody asked about that. By the time, some of these people are master manipulators, and if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you gonna have to sit down in somebody's chair. I promise you, you will not get away unscathed.
Oh, listen,
because they have no empathy. You all, they will deceive you, and then they will. And they take pleasure in your home.
And yet, because when I first met you, I told you I was in a relationship with a guy that I know suffered with narcissistic personality disorder. And I was ratting off stuff. And you sat there and listened to me, and you were like, this textbook, right? You know it word for word. but don't get so obsessed with understanding his problem that now you look at everybody through that lens. And you were like, you're so good at spotting narcissists now that you are spotting them everywhere. You
watch it.
I know.
Your show is Baywatch. Baywatch. I'm watching for that nurse and narcissist Bay.
And I definitely, I want you to come back one day. And because I was going to talk to you about that. I want to do a specific conversation with you about narcissistic personality people and empaths and people that get with them and that mingling, that relationship that is so damaging to you, because a lot of people are out here dating in relationships with people that have no empathy, that have no capacity to love, and
will gaslight you to make you believe it was all your fault. You walk away with guilt, shame. And they will prey on the smart people. That's what gets you, is because you will be like, I'm a smart woman.
Yeah, I know better.
How did I fall prey to this? The higher they can go, the better they feel about themselves. I have conquered the greatest. I have conquered and broke. It's like those horses that are wild fillies. They want to break you and ride you. That's their goal.
It's deep, y'all. We only got a little more time with love. If you got a specific question about your relationships or what you're dealing with or just anything in your life, ask now or forever hold your peace another time. Or you go to her website. I have this scrolling at the bottom, and you book a consultation with her because she will change your life. So if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. It could be something general. You could be asking for a friend. We know it's you, but you're asking for a friend. Anything that you want to know.
But let me tell you something. I want to encourage them by saying this. A lot of times we think that there's big disparity from there are a lot of Black men out there and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, when you ask a Black woman, say, what do you think is for every 100 Black women, how many Black men not in jail do you think there are available for them?
Oh, not in jail. In my right mind, I think it's about 75 to 100. I don't believe that it's 40 men to 100 women.
Very good.
I honestly don't believe that. What I also understand too is that a lot of our men that would normally be married and stable, unemployment rates among African American men is at 50% across the country. Many of them are fighting societal issues. So even if you're a good guy and you want a loving relationship, you know what you have to bring to the table to get a woman that you would want to be with to want to stay. That's right. A lot of men that should be marriage minded and ready are holding off. And people don't agree with me on this. Some do. Sometimes I think that men take marriage a lot more seriously than women do, meaning they know what they want, the kind of husbands they want to be. And if they're not ready to be that, they'd rather just be out here and kicking it and having a ball. And they try to tell you that by not proposing, by not getting too committed. The only problem is that they still want the benefits of a relationship without the commitment. Yeah. So that's the where the disconnect is. But a lot of men, what they tell me the kind of husband and father they want to be is so on point that it's like, you got it more together than my female friends. Some of them just want to be a wife to be able to say they have a husband. It's not necessarily that they know what goes into wifeness. If wifeness is the word.
You know, the thing about it is, I think you have a lot of really, really good points, and I agree with a lot of this is what I see. The men want to be that husband, but sometimes they have no skills. We have to separate love from relationship. Love is one thing. Love is a decision that you make and you live out according to your integrity. That's it, period. Because you cannot ride an emotion for the rest of your life. I promise you, Sometimes your emotions want to bop them in the head. Sometimes they want to push them down the stairs. You can't ride none of your emotions, love or the frustration. The love is a decision that you walk out. Relationship is a skill. You got to know how to communication communication is a skill. Conflict resolution is a skill. Bonding is a skill. All of those. A lot of times these men have no skills and the women have no skills.
No skills, right.
Okay? Now, but you were talking about the men, so I'm gonna talk about the men. Sometimes they have no skills. They want to be that father, but they have not seen that father. And then if they find a girl who has like amazing father, and she's just like, oh, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy. A lot of times they don't want to compete with that. They don't want to compete with that because they're like, I don't know what that's about, and I don't know if I can live up to that. Yeah. And so they get nervous. The second thing is this. First of all, we have to admit, a lot of times the courts are not as it's not the same for men all the time. And so women take a lot of risks because we bear children and we get left with children that they won't take care of and all this kind of stuff. So I'm definitely not minimizing. I am a mother, okay? I'm not minimizing what can happen. But what I am saying is this. This is the cycle, especially for a black man. We don't even, white men, a lot of times, they begin to start looking at getting married, and the statistics show somewhere between about 26 years old, 25, 26, 28. That's when that's their marriage range. Then we go over the hump, and then black men, they had financial issues or whatever they've been dealing with, paying off Sally Mae because they married to her right now. And so they come over the hump, and they around 32, they start getting serious. About 35, 36, they start getting married. Now, what happens is this. By the time they have gone over their financial situation and overcome, because nobody gave them all those skills that the other people was giving them back at home, okay, and teaching them. And so I'm not saying for all of them, I'm just saying for some. And so they finally accrue a nest egg, something enough to marry. Now, guess what? They're wiser, but then they realize, can I make this woman happy for the rest of her life? Mm-hmm. Number one. Number two, if I don't, is she going to walk out with 40% of everything I've worked for?
Yes.
And with the kid that I fell in love with. So I am just saying that in the Jewish community, I'm just going to let you know. People say, oh, so what about a prenup? Honey, prenup's been happening since the Bible days. You didn't get married in the Bible days without the prenup. It ain't called a prenup, but it is like in the Jewish community, if you saw what they signed to get married to that woman, and I'm talking about to this day in some of these Jewish marriages, but so they already know it's such a penalty already involved. It's the whole thing is all laid out. We just at the mercy of whatever the court system, who they are already traumatized by, will treat them like. Yes. And so I'm not sitting here trying to, I just think we have to see there has to be a different way we work this as a culture in order to make to work as a team. Because by the time those 5 breakups happen, we already mad. When they come for a date, we like, what you up to? What's your agenda?
Yeah, what you about to mess up?
What
right? Where your other girlfriends at? How many other girlfriends do you have? Yeah, and
we have a man here who says we're not taught to be fathers. You all were taught to be mothers before you could speak. That is so true.
That is true, right? That's Butterfly. Thank you, Butterfly. It's so true. I mean, you think even about the way little girls are groomed to play with baby dolls. And while I don't think there's anything wrong with baby dolls, I get it, but I think that we're intuitively nurturers anyway. And then when you add the societal pressures of what it means to be groomed to be a woman, it's just all very interesting. But while we have you here, I got to ask you, so how do I get a man? What do I do? And let me tell you this. And when I'm saying me, not just me, the other that are watching, because you have all these relationship experts that are out here, all these men that are all telling women to fix what's wrong with them. Is something wrong with you? This is what you do, ladies, in order to get a man and keep a man. And we're all sitting here learning all the different kind of ways to do fellatio and all the different kind of ways to ride a penis and all the different kind of ways to do this and freak and twerk and pop and shake. And by the time you get done, first of all, you're tired as hell. But it's like no one's really speaking to the men. It's like, like that movie, The Hunger Games, may the odds forever be in your favor. It's like the odds tend to be in their favor because we're also believing the lies that it's 100 of us and only 3 of them.
Yes.
So
but who gives them that impression?
You know what? I feel like it's.
If you training to ride they penis, of course they're gonna be like, well, I must be the, and I'm not saying, you know what, if it's your man and that's we all grown folk. Everybody who's supposed to be on here, any minor should be sleeping now.
Yeah, they better.
What I'm saying to you is this: train to love you first. Once you love you. And then when you begin to decide what you want to select according to your values. You must select. Don't the grass withers. My husband said it's gonna fade. It's gonna wither. Seasons come, seasons go. But the character, because you want to select somebody who will change your diaper if in your old age, if you needed to. That's what you look at them and say, does he have the character to do that?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Would he send me to the nursing home or pull the plug way too early?
And you know what? I've told people that before because, my parents have been married almost 50 years. This year will make 50 years for my parents. A lot of my friends, their parents have been married for that month, for 45 years or more, right? And I think sometimes that we have a bit of a handicap in some ways because we're expecting to have the kind of relationships that our parents had. And some of the people that we're mingling with out here aren't coming from the same moral and value system, or may not have even ever seen a mother and father living in the house together. So we come with the level of expectations in some ways. But nowadays, most of my friends have the biggest issue of where do you even go to meet them? They say go to church. You go in church, ain't nobody there but the choir director, and most than likely he might not like girls. But he'll give you a solo in the choir, but he ain't gonna be able to give you a solo in the bedroom. So that takes that out. Then they say, maybe meet coworkers, but that doesn't work out. You don't want to go to the bars and the clubs. By the way, women don't wear clothes anymore. I don't know if you knew that, but people wear their drawers to the nightclub. And so I've actually seen women walking to the club with a pair of drawers on, a bra, and some high heels. So what do we do, love? If I want a man and I want one now.
This is what I will tell you about that. What you want to do is you have to meet guys where you don't mind them continuing to go after you marry them, if you marry them. Okay. So if it ain't if you don't want them to continue to go to the strip club, don't go to the strip club to find them, because that's a bait and a switch. Okay. But here's some places. Okay. Sports activities.
Okay.
There is the grocery store, but don't go looking popped. Put on a bra. I know some people's breast is different from mine. Okay, but at least don't have an old whacked wig. Okay, or a weave. Don't go ratchet. Also, make sure that you here is this. Don't, before you say, why is she doing all this to us? If I want to go get a job, I'm going to have to tell myself the same thing.
Yes.
You don't have to. You can go just popped. Wherever you walk, you can pop all over the city. But just know, Ain't nobody gonna be watching you, okay?
Right.
But if this is your goal, if not, you could even cut off right now. But if this is your goal, there's some things you're gonna have to abide by. And some of them are you're gonna have to dress to the whatever you are expected to do. There is a sacrifice in everything you want. There's a sacrifice in to get a job, and going to an interview, going to church, going to where there is a sacrifice. Even the sacrifice of wearing panties and high heels to the club, because that's what you want to take away from you is somebody who is looking for panties and high heels. Definitely not a wife. Okay. Right. And so, and so what I'm saying to you is this: go to places where you could take a class. If you think there's a conference that will attract men, there are, if you are at different places like sports, there are, where did I see if there was a place where, marathons, sporting events, all kind of things like that, where men are relaxed, enjoying themselves. You can relax, enjoying yourself. Don't go in thirsty, but just go in, just enjoying yourself. And when you go, this is the thing. Don't go in with an attitude of, please, please, please pick me.
Yes.
Go in with an attitude of, you know what? I'll go to coffee with you. Not the first date. I don't really want to sit down. Just go to coffee because I need to be able to get up and leave when I want to.
Right.
But while you're listening, don't think of, I wonder if this is a person. Listen to learn. Listen without trying to impress so much as just hear that person. As they talking crazy, it's like, wow, wonder how this person got so crazy. Must have had a tumultuous life. Good. But don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Just know they nuts. Or, wow, I like them. But we'll see if they want to invest in me. Do not overinvest in people who are not investing in you.
Thank you. Oh,
and
wow.
Let me tell you what an overinvestment is. If you have to abandon your character, if you have to abandon your values, if you have to abandon who you are in order for them to love you, you have invested way too much. You are overdrawn. Okay. So do not overdraw in any relationship. Stay true to yourself. Love yourself throughout the relationship, but go places where it's just where you can be educated. There's the golf courses. There are the all the sports arenas. There's concerts. There are shopping malls. They ain't shopping malls no more. So we different. But here's the thing. I want you all to see something. Right now during Corona, we are actually if you're depending on your age, you're beginning to see what your parents experienced when they were dating. Because if you didn't have the internet, you'd really see. Because they didn't have a whole world of a plethora of the entire world to choose from. And this is what we got. We got people who constantly want to go one up. Men say, well, I'll put her on the side. She look good right here, but just in case. And they still scrolling while they got you on the side. They didn't have that. You talking about the church choir? That's all you knew was the church choir. You went to church and you went to work or you went to school. So if it wasn't at the school and it wasn't at church and it wasn't at the movies, how far are you going? You wasn't going too far during our day. We didn't have the internet to go look at and see the variety. You understand? Right. And so you are seeing in this Corona season, if things are slowing down, just like Christina was talking about, things are slowing down.
Yeah.
But this is a time where you see the level of investment they want to make in you. Okay.
You know what I gotta put him on blast for a second. I'm gonna put his wife's thing up. One of my very best male friends, he's in the show watching now, Stephen Walker. Hey, Steve. Doris is his wife. And they've been married for years, a great, amazing couple. But from being a best friend with the guy, I knew Steve, he was ready to be married before even God presented Dee to him. He was ready. He was mature, and he knew, like we all knew, and he was very clear that he wanted a wife. So then therefore, he dated with that intent and dated women that were of wife character. And he did an amazing job. Some of our friends have not done that kind of job. They didn't have that mindset, and they've gotten in relationships and married women that may not have been the most marriage-minded themselves. So
important what you just said.
Yeah. So I remember that. And I remember when I was going through my breakup and just so depressed about this guy, whatever. And my friend Steve was like, excuse my language, he was like, is this the last nigga on the planet or something? Like, this can't be the last man on the, like, what are you tripping about? Get out there and go out there and meet somebody else, but meet somebody that their mind is focused on the right thing. Stop being, I need to find somebody whose mindset was where my friend Steve's.
Yes.
And I don't give him any compliments, but what I will, because he's my best friend and he gets on my nerves, but he made an amazing choice in a wife and a mother for his children. But that's because he knew the importance of it. And I also think a lot of these men don't know the value of what it means to find a good woman.
That's right.
That's going to be long standing, not just for the moment. Yeah, she can be gorgeous. He loved that she was also curvy and juicy as well. Hey, but he was like, but what kind of mother, what kind of woman is she going to be? And so with that mindset, I'm really hoping that the next time when I get out there and start dating again, I want a man like my friend Steve, like my brother, like my father, that are marriage minded and good men, and they're focused on the right shit. Because focused on the wrong stuff will put you in the wrong direction. And most of the men I've dated, they were not even in the mindset to want a wife. Why was I even fooling with them in the first place? It's like, it's really, really crazy.
And you know what? That's so important, Erica, what you just said. What I would encourage the women, believe the men if they say they're not. Some of them will lie and say they are to get what they want. Those are just the raggities. And those are, that's a whole nother show. But what I'm saying to you, when they say, I'm not interested in nothing serious, I'm just, that's a dead end street.
Yeah.
If that's not where you're going,
they're telling you.
Why are you going 90 miles an hour down a dead end street? And pretty soon that will be one of your 5 breakups that you're about to run into. And so you are practicing, you are using dating to practice how to break up.
Oh my, did y'all hear that? You are dating to practice how to break up.
Yes. It's inevitable. He just told you. But somehow we have this thing, we got magic powers that we're going to change the whole thing. Ladies, y'all better know. You can't change nobody's will. You cannot change nobody. That's their soul. That even God don't mess with your soul. You got to decide with your soul, because that's part of your will, if you're going to accept them or not. Let me tell you something. You can't change a person's soul. We will try to go and change the soul of a man, the will of a man, or the will of a woman. You cannot mess with that. And so what you have to do is you have to give them love if you choose, if they meet the characteristics and they have had the conversation, and then you have to let them choose you. And if they don't, let me tell you something, you better have already chosen you enough to walk away.
Woo! Choose you enough to walk away. And that is deep. It's harder than we think a lot of time, but it's also sometimes easier once you really are focused on self. Like we talked about in the very beginning of this conversation, it makes it a lot easier. But I know, and we're running out of time, but I definitely know in the future, I want to talk to you about this narcissism running rampant and what we're dealing with and what we have to be prepared for with handling those situations. And then
also, sometimes the kitty takes over our choices.
Yeah,
that's so true. Okay.
So true,
and if the kitty takes over your choices and you marry for the kitty, please know that 85% of men's libidos are much higher than women. So if she gonna give it to you, she gonna give it to you as a gift. All of that filet show.
because the kitty, whoa, the kitty takes over, and sometimes she does the picking. And I told my kid, me and her have had a very long conversation. In isolation, I've been talking to my friends, and I've also been having more conversations with my kitty. And I have told her, honey, you're not gonna be involved for a long time.
No,
you don't
kitty is always gonna, demand. But
Yes.
but the married kitty is a whole different kitty. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I'm telling you, as a married woman, the married kitty, it can be different.
Yes.
For all the 15% who has a higher libido than their husband, God bless you.
Right.
God bless your ministry. For the 85% of women, they give it as a gift.
They give it as a gift.
They give it as a gift.
But I need to start acting like that because you're right. I give the love. Well, let me say this. Not only are you married, your oldest daughter is married, your youngest daughter just got engaged.
Actually, it's reversed. Yes, and my oldest daughter just got engaged. I've been married it'll be 37 years next month to an amazing man.
Right. Oh, I love your husband.
Yes.
That is my friend.
Me too.
I love him. And I love the way your husband dresses, baby. Talk about coming out. He don't step out the house unless he is ready. I'm like,
that's so sweet.
But both of you all have such kind and welcoming spirits. And I think that's why so many people come to both of you all for relationship help. But the fact that you've been in a long-standing marriage and that your daughter is married with a little baby and your other daughter just got engaged lets me know that there's something working over there in y'all family. And I'm happy that you offer this service to help the rest of us trying to get on that same trajectory that your family is on.
My goal and my purpose in life is to teach you how to love better.
Yeah.
I just believe that one of my life streams is to help, especially the African American community, see each other, men and women, not as a resentment because the men are in a power position to choose us, but to work as a team where that choice can be beneficial and we can both see the value in each other and we both give each other grace to grow and grace to heal. And we both start on our journey realizing that. And that would be that I would live and die and put that on my tombstone.
Wow. Hey, Lola, our friend Lola says she's the best therapist I've ever had. I love her, Erica. Hey, you definitely helped me. Yes. I forgot. The thing is, I send so many people your way. Sometimes I forget about that until they say, yeah, I love love. Yeah, so that's awesome. I love you, Erica. I had Lola on the show too. I want to encourage everyone, don't be afraid. If you've never had therapy of any kind, or maybe you had it before and had a bad experience, the same way we got to get up and try a love again, you got to get up and try a therapy again. And it's about that right match. And I can't imagine anyone not being matched well if they match with you, because your name speaks for itself. You truly come from a place of love. You want us all to be healed and to be feeling good. And even those of you all that are in couples where your relationship is happy, even sometimes that's even a good time to still go and speak to someone else.
Maintenance, yes.
Yeah, things are going on. So I just want to encourage you all, if you thought about therapy or you don't know what to do, just at least reach out to Love. Go to her website, it's scrolling on the bottom. Check her out. This is not a commercial for her. This is me telling you that she is healing and saving relationships. And for many people, it's the relationship with themselves that she's helped them do the most healing with. And that is important. Somebody else here says that your individual sessions change their life. So that's beautiful. Yeah.
I'm just getting so much love. I love the love.
Yeah. Oh, and then next time we talk about this too. Love has a game that she's created called Sexpectations.
Yes, absolutely. And Erica is one of the co-hosts of that Sex Vacation, anywhere it is. That is who is the co-host of that. So we're going to be bringing that back as soon as they let us come back together socially.
Yes, Sex Vacation. I can't even put into words to describe this game. The last event, me and Leon Rogers from WGCI, we hosted. It was a battle of the men between the women, and baby, we had a ball. It was packed. The audience was great. Everybody got wine and popcorn. Like, it was popping. It was hundreds of people there, and it was a good time. But so we'll talk about that another time too. But make sure you all reach out to Love. She will do sessions online. Tell them how they can book with you and talk to you if they need to.
They can go to lovemcpherson.com and book a session. If you're brand new, you will want to book a new client session. I also offer group sessions on every Tuesday night at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so it's a very reasonable price because I want to capture everybody who wanted help. And so that's a group session, and we do just what we're doing here. And I talk to them, and they ask questions, and you could be totally anonymous, where like you are right now, and we don't have to see you or whatever. And so we just you will enjoy the group as well. So you can sign up and go. And for that, it is www.dothework.today, not .com. dothework.today.
Okay. Yes, you all make sure you can also follow Love on Instagram. I have her there at love_McPherson. During this time where there's this quiet time, y'all, where you're alone, where you're to yourself, where the noise of the world may be getting to you because of the corona stuff, but you still want to deal with other issues. Even if it's not love, reach out to someone, talk to someone.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no need to be alone, to feel depressed, to feel like there's no one that is here for you. I mean, you can reach out to me. I don't know if you want the counseling from me, because depending on what mood I'm in, you might hear something you don't want to hear. But for the expert that is legitimately able to really do this, I think you all should reach out to Love, and it will change your life. And at every stage, I said before I get out and really start dating again, I'm going to go get several sessions from her, because there's some issues with me I want to work out. Because the man for me, he is amazing. He's awesome. He's thoughtful. He's beautiful. He's a kind person. He got some money too, y'all.
Hey, money.
He didn't just get out of jail unless it was for a non-violent crime. And he got at least 5 teeth in his whole head. He's at least 5. But the man for me, he's so great that I want to make sure I do the work so that I'm a blessing for him as well. It's not just the other way around. I want to I don't want this old baggage from this fool and the other fools I was with. I want to come as a clean slate.
Yes.
So any other parting words before we get out of here? Love.
I will say, always choose love, because love never fails. And that's probably my theme, is love never fails. And so you just can't go wrong. Love it trumps all. Don't fear love, because if Satan can talk you out of loving of love, then he can talk you out of God, because God is love.
God is love. And you are love as well. You're love, and you are love. And I'm so thankful that you participated today and came to be on my show. I would love you to come back really soon.
Yes, anytime. I already told you VIP in my book. All right.
Thank you. So yeah, you all check out Love's site, and Love, thank you for
Instagram. Somebody just put my IG on there.
Put the IG. Okay.
Love_McPherson. Yes, please.
Okay.
Follow me on Instagram. Got
it. Okay. Well, thank you, Love, and thank you for hanging out with us this late at night. It's midnight, and you've been out here hanging, and I appreciate it. And once this Rona stuff is over, I'm going to be booking some sessions with you.
Good for you. I'm looking forward. And we can do it online while the Rona is going on. So
that's true. Yes.
This is a good time, because otherwise you're going to be taking off. You travel all around the world. So let's get you while we have you homebound.
Thank you. No, you know what? I really, I'm I'm open to love more than I've ever been before in the last couple years. And I'm very confident that wherever he comes from, whenever it comes, I don't know, but I just want to be ready. So I am ready to work on myself. And
yes.
The right level.
I can't wait for that wedding.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party. I can't wait. Yeah. Well, thank you, love. This has been great.
Thank you so much.
And we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
All righty.
All right. Woo, y'all, that was great. So listen, like I said, I know I've been teaching y'all everything from how to twerk, how to suck, how to pop, how to shake, how to do all kind of nasty stuff. So with that, coupled with that, if we're going to be doing that stuff, we also got to do some self-care. And that's why I'm really happy today that that Love and Christina both joined us to give us an understanding of why it's important to never stop and to never give up, to keep pushing, to keep going for our dreams and the things we want to do. And if you are just joining us, please make sure you rewind and watch this, because Christina definitely basically was a testimony to how hard work and dedication paid off in the end, not only with her career, with her own love life. And then Love came to join us to really explain, you know, love is out there for you. If you do the work, it will come. And, you know, I'm ready to do the work, y'all. It's a lot. And look, not that I'm a hoe or anything. I mean, kind of, but I've had every kind of variety of man that there could be. I done had every size, not every color, but I've run the gamut of all the black men, right? And I'm tired of that. I'm cool on that. It's more to life than just you know, physical and sexual kind of stuff, right? So I'm wanting a lot more, but that means I got to do the work, and then I ain't all together. I want to get healthy, get my health, get my weight under control, get my career where I want it to be, and I got to work on me. A lot of times women, we think we come in so perfect and well put together when we come up as damaged goods, a lot of us, and we got to do the work. Anyway, once again, if you're watching this show right now, do me a favor, just right quick, share it, share the show, hashtag, what's my show called? Nightcap with Erica. I keep wanting to call it Late Night with Erica. I don't know why. Nightcap with Erica, share that. And then if you want to win some lipstick or makeup from Poise Beauty. Can you see that? Poise. Look at my nails, Lord. Poise Beauty. Hashtag Nightcap with Erica and hashtag Poise Beauty Life or hashtag Poise Beauty. Either one of those for a chance to win the lipstick, and we will ship it to you no matter where you are in the country. So share my show. Do the hashtag, help me out with that. The shares help me out. It makes me look like I'm important and people are watching. Yeah, that's it. I love y'all. I will be back next Thursday through Sunday. If you have show ideas for me or things that I should do, please reach out to me and tell me what you want to see. Just so y'all know though, Auntie Angel and Dr. Pierre will be back next week talking about squirting. You've heard me. And I believe Auntie Angel is going to do a little more live demonstrations of fellatio. So yes, how great is that? I went from a positive, God-loving episode, and we back to the squirting on the next one. That's how I work. That's what hoes do. All right, I love y'all. It's been long enough. I'm also going to try to shorten these shows a bit. They've been running 2 hours, and I'm like, God damn, I know y'all are like, Erica, when will it end? But there's so much good, juicy stuff that I don't want it to end. So yeah, I love y'all, and be safe, y'all. Stay in the house. Do right. Don't go out unless it's necessary for you to. And be kind to one another. And, you know, all that stuff people say. If there's any time where we all need love, it's now. And yeah, I love y'all. Thank you for watching my show. This is my 7th show. I came up with this shit on a whim. I don't even know what I'm doing. Every day I book my guests. I produce the show. I try to put little snazzy stuff in here to make y'all like it. And oh, that's the other thing I want to tell you all. I am creating a group because so many people have been reaching out to me that said after the show is over, they want to talk about what they've seen and what we talked about. I mean, so many people have written me about this, and I'm like, that is crazy. I never expected this to take off this way. So I'm going to start a nightcap with Erica group, and I'm probably going to launch it this week. Definitely in time for the next episodes. So you'll be able to go in there, and we can continue these conversations. And some of my guests will be putting really informative stuff in there. So I'm here with y'all. Let's do it. Rock with it. And my goal is that when this Corona stuff is all over, we will do a live taping of this show somewhere at a theater and have have people come and have some really juicy guests and have a good time. So with that being said, I love y'all. Have a good night. Please email me, leave me comments, let me know what you think about me and this show. All comments are welcome. And I'm just happy for us to be having a good time. And that's it. Let's see. I'm going to get my outro out here. Okay. Bye, y'all.